Hi, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hey, how you doing? My name is Ash. I am a makeup artist and a book lover, and I've tried 23 palettes since the last time I did a palette ranking, so let's just do another one today. So I have a lot of palettes to go through. I'm not going to be able to do swatches for them. I think going forward in my rankings, I'm going to try to do swatches of them. But I will say a lot of these palettes aren't very new. Some of them are new to me. A couple of them are like recently newly launched. So swatches are out there in the wild if you're interested in that. But this is just my ranking. And just because something is at the lowest doesn't mean I absolutely hate it. It's just of this grouping of palettes, this is how I'm choosing to rank them. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into that. Alright, so starting at the bottom, number 23 is going to go to the iconic London Treat Yourself eyeshadow palette. I either got this in the BoxyCharm or the Icon box, I don't remember which. I'm ranking this one pretty low because I wasn't wowed by this. It is very, very lackluster. The shimmers in here are not very impressive. The mattes were just okay. They weren't very pigmented. They didn't show up that well. I did not have a good time when I played with this, so that is why it is at number 23. Number 22 is going to go to the Ciate and Iris Apfel collab. This is the palette Accidental Icon, and you have 4 shades, and then this is like a wet to dry liner situation thing. Not a big fan of that. Now, the shades in here are pretty, but you do only get the one matte. The rest are shimmer, and the shimmers aren't the best. This matte is really good, and if you can get this liner to work for you, it's really pretty, but overall, I just wasn't too much of a fan of this. I do like Ciate London palettes, but this one was kind of just a miss for me. So 21 and 20 is going to go to the Lottie London and Outerbanks collab. First one being the Pogues, P-O-G-E-S, whatever. I mean, it's not bad. The quality of this is actually really nice. The blushes in here are really pretty. I just felt like this was kind of lacking. It's very simple, like everyday, and I don't typically gravitate towards that anymore, especially getting into full time. I like to be more bold with my look. So this one, number 21. Number 20 is the Treasure Map Glow Brick. This one I do like a little bit better than the Pogues, hence why it's one spot above. But you get like these 2 matte shades and these 2 shimmer shades, and you can't really be very versatile with this at all. But the quality is there. I actually like how this performs better than this. Number 19 is going to go to a palette that I need to get rid of. This is the Colourpop and RawBeautyKristi collab at Forest Sight. It is a gorgeous fall palette, but I've had this in my collection for, when did this come out? 2019, 2020. So it's been a while. It's been a while. And honestly, the last couple times I've tried to use this, it has irritated my eyes. So even though I love the color story of this, I knocked it all the way down to 19 because I'm just not having a good time with it. Number 18 is going to go to the Brainwashed palette from NYX Cosmetics. This is another palette that's kind of old for me. And look, I love this color story. I do. I just don't reach for this at all. I think I've used it only a handful of times. And yes, it's pretty. It's rainbow. There's a lot of sparkle. And you know, I'm not knocking it. Number 17 is going to go to the NYX Ultimate Shadow palette. I really didn't care for this. I'll be honest, I didn't really care for it. Yes, the color's pretty. I really like the yellow in here. But overall, when it comes to NYX products, I don't typically gravitate towards their eyeshadows. I used to be a fan of their shadows, and then I tried other brands and I realized that it's not really worth the price for this. I don't remember exactly how much this palette was, but like NYX palettes are not cheap anymore. Therefore, number 17. Number 16 is going to go to the Destino palette from Alamar Cosmetics. I do like this little concept where it like you slide to unlock it and it opens. This is a pretty palette. I do like the tones in here, but I think my main issue with this palette is I don't really like the combination of these tones. You can try to match these up together, but I feel like it's not as seamless and as easy as you would think it would be. I do find that this brand's formula is really great. I do feel like their shimmers could be a little bit better, but their mattes are actually pretty phenomenal. I don't know. I'm not reaching for it. It is what it is. Coming in at number 15, that's going to be Beauty Bay Bright. This is 42 colors of the rainbow, and I will say, formulation on this, not bad. It's pretty mid for me though, because I have so many other rainbow palettes that I like better. I do like the tones, especially the purples and blues. Like, I love the tones. I love that there's shimmers in here. That's something the Blends palette does not have. But I feel like some of these tones just come off the same on the eye. There's not that much difference. It does look like they're pretty different in the pan, but some of them just, they all look the same on the eye. But it's not a bad palette, it's just not one that I am reaching for. A lot of these I'm just not reaching for. Excuse me while I throw up my hair because it is hot today. And all I want to do is wear sweaters. Whatever, I hate my hair. Number 14 is going to go to my Dose of Colors Blush and Berries palette. I actually do like this palette. I just don't, as I said before, I don't reach for it. But I am such a sucker for these red tones with the black. Love that. One of my favorite combos. It's very grungy. It's very emo, and I love that. I do think that Dose of Colors, they have improved the formula over the years for their eyeshadow palettes. This is an older one for me, but I have always liked them, and they have some new products out that I really want to try, but I'm not like a makeup no-buy, so it's what it is. And number 13 is going to go to my Fantasy Cosmetica Sorcerer palette. This palette is so gorgeous, and if you are bi like me, perfect palette for bi pride. I found that this brand has such unique, creative color stories, packaging, everything. Like, so cool, so unique. I love them. I love that they opted to do Fantasy Cosmetica instead of cosmetics. Unique. I like that. But I do like this palette, and I like all the palettes that I've tried from this brand, so I would be interested in buying more from them, but it's ranked how it is because there's just others that I like a little bit more. Number 12 is going to go to my Fenty Beauty 6 Smokey 6. I don't know. I really don't know. I should really look that up. This is just a perfect cool tone little palette. I absolutely love it. And I love it specifically because it's cool tone. You find that so many brands come out with warm tone palettes, or they don't do like cool tone correctly. And this is just like a perfect little travel friendly cool tone palette. It's really perfect for if you want a sultry date night makeup look. This would be perfect. I might actually pull this out. I have a date I'm going on, and I want to look sexy, so maybe I'll try this. But I like that palette. Formula is pretty good. Fenty Beauty is a brand that I'm always interested in trying more products from. I just never do. Number 11 is going to go to my Ciate London Chocolate palette. This is such a beautiful palette for fall time. Like, these tones just scream fall, and I love that. These two shades in particular I absolutely love, especially this, just like blown all out. This to deepen it, and it's just like it's literally like chocolate on your eyes. It is so delicious looking. I adore this palette. I need to use it more, and I think I'll get a lot of good use out of it in the fall time, but this is so good. Now we're on to the top 10, and number 10 goes to my Anastasia Norvina Volume 2 palette. This palette is so pretty. I have such a love for these Norvina palettes. They are so pigmented, they are blendable, they are perfect for so many different artistic looks, for everyday looks. Just, it's beautiful, and the tones in here, stunning. I still have not used every single shade in this palette. It's my goal to just use these palettes up. It's a work in progress. Granted, this one is a little bit older. It is volume 2, so I did buy this when it launched, so this is quite old, but it's still performing well. I really do love the looks that I create when I end up pulling this palette out. I do think eventually I want to depan all of my pro palettes and just put them in one large container. That's a project for another day, but this is number 10. It's not my favorite Norvina palette, but it's up there. So the rest of these palettes, except for one, is going to be all fairly new to me. The older one is just in my top 10 because it's forever a favorite. But number 9 is going to go to the Pacifica Animal Magic palette. This is actually really pretty. I did a 2 looks 1 palette video with this, and I love both of the looks I came up with. These are actually surprisingly really easy to work with. The shimmers are really pretty. I think one of my favorite shades is this shade down here, this bright blue. It's so stunning. Also, this white raven shade, stunning, and this wolf shade, stunning. The shimmers in here are stunning. And in that video, I also did swatches of that, so if you're interested in that, check out that video. But I really like the formula on this. It was easy to work with. Is it the most groundbreaking color story? No. It was my first time really trying Pacifica eyeshadows, and I've really enjoyed them. Number 8 and number 7 are gonna go to my Smashbox palettes. So Smashbox sent me the Fiery Vibes and the Cozy Vibe palette. So number 8, number 7. These are so small and convenient and so surprisingly good. This one is more like orange tones with these beautiful orange shimmers. Ooh, it's so pretty. Cozy Vibes I like a little bit more because it's something that I could see myself using like every day if I wanted to do just simple eye makeup. This is the palette for it. The formula for these shadows are phenomenal. Are they like top tier, like best I've ever tried? No, but they are really, really good. And they should be good for the price because I believe these little palettes are like almost $40. I could be wrong with that, but they're expensive. But they're really good. I foresee myself using this a lot when I want to do just something on my eyes without being too complicated. Like, these are great palettes to just pull out and do something with. An oldie but a goodie. Number 6 is going to go to my Blends palette from Blend Bunny Cosmetics. This is my original Blends palette, and I really have not made too much of a dent in this palette, even though I've used it quite a lot. I've almost hit pan on this white shade. Will probably, not gonna lie, hit pan on quite a few of these when I'm done with the Halloween season, because this is my main palette to use because it's just so great with all the tones. It's gonna be magical. I have been a fan of Blend Bunny Cosmetics since the first time I tried them with this palette. I have missed out on literally the last 5 launches because they're expensive, and I am not buying really a lot of expensive makeup. I'm buying more books. This palette has a special place in my heart, and every time I rank it, it's gonna be in my top 10. It would just depend on like what other palettes are ahead or behind it. Coming in at number 5 is a brand new palette that I just received, and I did a full review on it, and I'm currently wearing it. And that would be the Wet n Wild and Nightmare Before Christmas palette. So I put this palette to the test. I did this eye look. Is it the most perfect eye look? No, it's not. But I found that I actually do like this. The more that I look at my makeup and the more I think about the swatches, I actually do really like this palette. Does it necessarily scream The Nightmare Before Christmas? No, it does not. But I really do like it. There is a nice mix of shades in here. So you get some matte, some satins, some almost like cream-like ones. You cannot pick this up with a brush. The shade right here, impossible. But everything else, you have like these 2 pressed glitters, which I'm not impressed with, but they are pretty glitters. But this one down here is definitely like hollow rainbow, whatever you want to call it. I do find that this performs decently. This is not the best black, but Wet n Wild is not known for doing a very good black eyeshadow. And I'm ranking this one at number 5 because I'm really happy that more brands are like collabing with, you know, like The Night Before Christmas and Beetlejuice. And I just want all the creepy vibes. I love The Night Before Christmas, and I'm just obsessed with anything The Night Before Christmas, not gonna lie. I will say though, Milk Cosmetics did their collection of The Night Before Christmas much better than the Wet n Wild one, but the Wet n Wild one is much more affordable. Number 4 is gonna go to the NYX and Beetlejuice collection. I also did a video of this full collection if you're interested in that, but you get 8 shadows in here, and I quite like this. The formula on it does seem better than like the NYX Ultimate that I tried, and I adore the packaging. I really like this white shade, and the shimmers in here are really stunning. This blue one is actually so pretty, and I'm so bummed because when I did my first impressions with this, I did not use this blue, so I still need to try that out, but I am very impressed with it. This entire collection I was impressed with, and as I'm filming this, I have not seen the Beetlejuice movie yet. By the time this video goes up, I should have seen it, but as of right now, I have not. Alright, and then my last 3 palettes are gonna go to Nomad Cosmetics because I finally tried them, and I'm in love. I understand the hype. And number 3 is gonna go to the Verona Amore Morte, the Love and Death palette. This is so pretty. I love this side. I love the dark side. Beautiful, beautiful. I do have a video of me testing out all 3 of these Nomad palettes with swatches and my full thoughts, but I really enjoyed this one. And I did use every single shade in this palette, and I am very happy with it. Number 2 is gonna go to the new Nomad palette, which is Fuji 5 Lakes. This color story is gorgeous. This palette packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It's textured. It is textured like a painting. It's stunning, and I just am blown away with the quality of these palettes. At the time of me filming this, I have not played with the blues yet, but just from the swatches, I know that these are gonna be phenomenal. And this Diamond Fuji shade up top is so pretty on the inner corner and brow bone highlight. It is so pretty, and that could even probably possibly be a good face highlight. Very impressed with this. This would have been number 1, but I decided that I liked this one just a tad bit more. This is the Ireland Wild Atlantic Way, and it's green. I am a sucker for greens, and this one does not disappoint. The pigmentation, the shimmers, just everything is so gorgeous. I'm obsessed with it. I want to play with this every single day, but I have to make other content, so can't do that. But this is an absolutely beautiful palette. Again, I have a video where I tried all 3 of these palettes and gave you my full thoughts and swatches and everything, but I'm so happy with Nomad, therefore they made it to the top 3 for me. I'm obsessed with that. But that is my ranking for the last 23 palettes that I've tried. Let me know if you tried any of these palettes and what you think of them, but I am pretty happy with my ranking. I don't think I would change anything. When I do my next ranking, if I like use the Fuji 5 Lakes again, it's not going to be in that ranking because I've already ranked it. I'm trying to keep a list of things to make it a little bit easier. Doesn't always work out that way. But But like I said, I'm very happy with my ranking. And I think that's it for this video. So if you like this video, make sure you give it a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. If you want, you can follow me on my other socials. I'm artistryxashh everywhere. And if you want some more book content, I am Ashley with 2h's.reads on TikTok and Instagram. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye.